everyone. This month we are talking about Parentspeak and active listening. And what is Parentspeak? Well, Parentspeak can take a couple different forms. One form of it might be that you get home from a long day at work or taking care of things, and your kids, they get home and they're excited to tell you about whatever it is, and you're just kind of, yeah, whatever, kind of off spacing, right, trying to multitask. But it also might be that you take your instructions to your kids, you're talking to your kids, take on a form of commands all the time. Okay, that's great, but have you cleaned your room? Have you brushed your teeth? Are you ready for bed? Things like that, and really it can take on different forms.
Yeah, for me, I've found that active listening begins with pausing from my schedule to spend time with the kids first. One of the three in my household is a preteen, and we have to be able to spend time hearing about his day, doing an activity with him to be able to hear more what's going on in his life. But with two other kids in the household, sometimes I've found a great way to spend time with them too is to have individual times throughout the week. We might go to breakfast together, just one-on-one, to hear about how their day's going, or just in times of reading with them throughout the day, that they would all get individual time. Spending that time allows us to listen. But Robin, you've even shared with me before about how sometimes hearing is even different than listening.
So as parents, we hear our kids all the time. We hear them and we don't want to hear them. We hear things that are important and unimportant, but there's a difference between hearing our children and really truly listening to them and what they are trying to tell us. There's a really cool verse in Proverbs. It's Proverbs 18, verse 15, and this is from the Message. It says, wise men and women are always learning. And then it says, always listening for fresh insights. And I think that's what we need to be listening to what our kids are saying. We need to know them well enough.
I love that. And in our world, Lila doesn't really want to talk much until it's bedtime, right? And I'm in command mode. It's time. Let's get toothbrush. Let's go. And looking at the clock. But then we've discovered that that's her chat time. That's the time where she talks about what's on her heart. That's the time where she opens up about something that happened 6, 7, 8 hours ago. So, we've really tried hard and I need to try harder to keep reminding myself, maybe we start our bedtime routine just a little earlier so we can get that covered because it's valuable time for her.
And for us, at our house, it's nothing about dark things or even real things that are happening. My boys want to tell me about the TV shows they're watching, and the movies they're watching. They want to tell me all about it. And if I'm being honest, I don't care. So I struggle with that. But it's important to them. And so it should be important enough for me to be an active listener in what they're saying. So that's something I have to work on as well.
Yeah, definitely. You're right.
Yeah, one of our goals for these videos has been trying to encourage and equip our church family. And we have seen that there's been comments that have been encouraging to us, that we've seen how even in some shortcomings, God has been working. And so there's going to be times where we miss the mark as parents. But as we continue to focus on God and sometimes pause from our schedules in order to take time and listen to our kids, we'll be able to put ourselves in position to more often point them back to God. And so make sure to pause from that schedule a little bit this week and find ways to be able to hear what our kids are saying.